Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be doing a first impressions and review video. So I was lucky enough a few days ago to go to a Maybelline event, so I did receive some makeup products from them. So today I'm going to do a review on the Dream Velvet Soft Matte Hydrating Foundation. So I do have a few colors here, so I need to find out which color will be closest to my skin tone at the moment. So looking at the colors, I know 92 Caramel is definitely going to be too dark for my skin tone, but I've got 40 Nude and 70 Pure Beige. So it will be between these two. I think maybe this one because I do have some fake tan still left on my chest. I'm just going to open 70 Pure Beige and just see what it looks like. I think that one's going to be most similar to my fake tan. So on top of this first impressions and review today, I think I'm going to do a little first impressions on this concealer as well because I really wanted to try it. So I've got the Master Conceal and I've got 3 different colors. I think I'm going to be using this color right here to highlight. So I will do a little review and first impressions on this as well. So I'll just quickly read what it says on the back of the packaging. So it says, fresh, new and flawless Dream Velvet whips a fresh gel into a velvet soft texture. Complexion is perfect and smooth with a soft matte finish, just like velvet. Skin feels fresh with lasting hydration. So it is like a matte foundation, I'm assuming, but it still gives you hydration in the face, which is quite strange. So I'm really curious to try this out and see how well it lasts on my skin at the moment. So my skin type is probably combination, so I do get an oily T-zone, but everywhere else is pretty normal to maybe dry. So I'm wondering how it's going to last on this area of my face. So as per normal, I'm just going to moisturize my face with my Sukin Nutrient Rich Facial Moisturizer. So this is what it looks like here. I do this every time before I apply any foundation, so I'm going to do the same thing. I totally forgot to put my headbands on to get my hair out of the way. Putting headbands on with hair extensions ain't easy. I'm just going to rub that all over. I'm just going to put a little bit of chapstick on my lips because they're quite dry at the moment. They're always dry, pretty much. Okay, so I'm going to prime one half of my face and I'm just going to use my L'Oreal Base Magic Primer and I'm just going to use it on this side right here, focusing it around my nose and kind of the cheek area. This is just where I've got the biggest pores on my face. So to apply my foundation today, I'm just going to use a synthetic buffing brush. So I'm going to start by putting some foundation on this side of my face. So as you can see, the foundation is quite thick, like it's not runny at all. It stays in kind of the shape you've put it on the brush. So yeah, the foundation is definitely not runny at all, but then again, it is very light on the skin and it blends out quite easily. It's not like a really heavy foundation. It's definitely like that mousse texture. So personally, when blending out this foundation, I feel like it could kind of get a little bit patchy when trying to blend it out. I'm not sure if a sponge would kind of be better to use with this foundation, but I feel like when layering, it can kind of get a bit patchy and cakey looking. That's just how I feel anyway. I feel like I'm struggling to blend it out in certain places. Maybe where I've kind of got peach fuzz on my face. It feels like it's kind of clinging to those areas. So that's one half of my face done. So I would say the coverage is about a medium coverage, definitely not a full. And I have kind of laid it up a little bit, but it wasn't as smooth as it was with just kind of one layer. With 2 layers, it kind of starts looking a little bit patchy on the face. So I'm just going to go ahead and do this side of my face. Okay, so I've just finished applying my foundation. I definitely think this side is smoother where I did put the primer. This side is definitely more textured and I can really see my pores with this foundation. So if you do have quite big pores and maybe flaky skin, I'm not sure if you'll really like this foundation. I feel like this foundation shows everything on your skin, like pores and like fine hair on your face. It just kind of clings and sticks to those dry areas or the hairy areas on your face. So as you can see, the foundation has definitely gotten darker from when I first started applying it. So it has definitely oxidized on my face. So be careful when you're choosing a color in this foundation, because I feel like it's definitely going to get a shade darker, because I didn't even think this is going to look this dark, and now it's pretty much darker than my body. So it's not really the right color for me. It's kind of an orangey tone, so I'm not sure how I feel about it at the moment. I am going to finish the rest of my makeup and see what it looks like all together. So the finish of this foundation is definitely a matte to satin finish. So the packaging is exactly right. It says soft matte, so it is quite a soft matte foundation. It's dried completely on my face, but I feel like I will still need to set it just because the foundation is quite thick, and I feel like it's going to move around and maybe transfer on other places if I kind of touch my face. So I'm going to apply some concealer now. So I'm going to use the Master Conceal Camouflaging Concealer in the color 30 Light/Medium. So I'm going to apply this under my eyes and see what it looks like. Okay, so I'm just going to put some concealer on the back of my hand, and I'm just going to apply it with a brush, and then I'm going to blend it out with my beauty sponge. So I think I'm really liking the concealer at the moment. The coverage is quite good and it blends out super easy. I really like how this concealer is sitting over my skin. It's not accentuating any pores or lines on my face or under my eyes. It's just sitting really smoothly. So again, like the foundation, I feel like once you put it on the skin, it kind of goes a little bit darker, so the product is oxidizing. Like the foundation, I put it on and then probably a minute into putting it on my face, it started to look a little bit darker and kind of get that orange tint to it, if you know what I mean. And once I've put the concealer on, it did look brightening, but now it's kind of dulled itself down a little bit, so it's not as bright as it was before. It's actually looking pretty much like the same color as my foundation. I'm just going to put a little bit on my forehead and a little bit down my nose. Okay guys, so I've finished applying my foundation and concealer, so I'm going to go finish off the rest of my makeup and then I'll come back and kind of update you on how the foundation is going. I also forgot to mention it is currently 12:30 p.m. at the moment, but I'm sure I will wear this foundation late into the night and then I'll update you on how it's wearing. Hey guys, so I'm back. It's currently around 3 p.m. at the moment, so I've had the foundation on for about 2.5 hours. So the foundation's looking quite good at the moment. I'm quite happy with how it's looking. It's very smooth, it's very matte. The only thing I'm not really liking is that it is already creasing around my mouth, especially on this side. This side always tends to crease more. I will show you guys a close-up as well. So I'm not sure if you can actually see it, but it is creasing quite badly around here. I do have a pimple right in my smile line, which is a pain in the bum, but yeah, it's kind of creasing around there and around here as well. So I think when you're using this foundation, you have to be quite wary of how many products you're going to be putting on your face that day, just because I felt like after I did concealer and powder and contour and blush and everything, it started looking a little bit cakey. It looks so flawless in the camera, but I can see that it is looking quite heavy on the skin. It's very smooth. It actually isn't accentuating my pores too bad at the moment. So I did check the foundation to see if it had any SPF in it, and it doesn't look like it's got any. I did take a picture of this camera right here and also my G7X, and they do look a little bit different. I feel like this camera always takes beautiful pictures with flash, so you can't really see any flashback at all. But when using my G7X camera, the flash is definitely very strong and very exposed, so my face does look a little bit whiter than my body. So with cheaper cameras, you're pretty much always going to get flashback, but when you're using quite an expensive, high quality camera, the flashback is definitely less severe. So this one never really gives me flashback right here, but the G7X does have quite an exposed and strong flash, so it does make my face look whiter. So I will put the pictures of flash on the screen right now so you can have a look and see what the difference is between the cameras and what it looks like. So anyway guys, I'm going to go run some errands and wash my car, maybe have a little bit of a snack, and then I'll come back and update you on how the foundation is going. Hey guys, so I'm back. It's currently around 10 p.m. at the moment, and this is going to be the last update on the foundation. So as you can see, my face has gotten a little bit shiny, so it is quite oily around the T-zone area, so around my nose, cheek area, on my forehead and on my chin. It does transfer when I do touch the foundation. So I haven't touched up at all today, so it has lasted quite well. I don't think it's really moved around on my face too much, but it has creased pretty bad around the smile line area, which I'm not too happy with. Usually I always get this problem anyway, but this is pretty bad. The foundation is actually completely separated in those areas, and I will give you a close-up on what it looks like. So I'm not sure if you can see where it's separated, but kind of right here and right here, so it doesn't look too good around this area. So I don't think this foundation is a bad foundation. I just don't think I would actually go out and repurchase it. I just feel like there's plenty of other better drugstore foundations out there. So if you were to get this foundation, I would definitely recommend getting maybe a shade lighter to what you normally do, just because this definitely oxidized a whole shade darker on my skin. That was just my personal experience. I'm not sure if any of you guys have tried this foundation, but if you have, let me know if the same thing maybe happened to you. So the only places that the foundation has come off is kind of like around my nose, but my nose has been quite runny today because I'm still getting better from my cold, but it doesn't look like it's really come off anywhere else. And also, last but not least, I cannot see a difference between the side I did prime and the side I didn't. It looks exactly the same. It has creased on both sides of my face. It's gotten oily on both sides of my face. Pores are quite visible around this area. They're quite accentuated. So I almost forgot I was going to do a little review on the concealer as well. The concealer has actually settled really well under my eyes. It doesn't look like it's really creased at all, and it stayed really smooth, and it did cover up my under eye circles. So I do give a thumbs up of approval for that concealer. So anyway guys, I hope you found this video helpful. Please give it a thumbs up because it does help me out heaps. All my social networks are linked down below. So my Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter and Instagram, and my blog channel is linked down below, and I'll see you guys very soon in my next video. Bye!